At the door, John, now I'm here to stay. Tell me who the fuck gonna face the music? More brick laying, that screen time. Been cutting back on the daily usage. Long road for the road dogs, for the weird miles from a soapbox. Got BKTs on this bitch, so everybody getting rolled on, yeah. Yeah, everybody getting rolled on. Check all this credits on BMI. I'm just too kind to expose y'all. And I see a team with the gold sign and question if y'all ever wrote songs. All enemies of mine, a band study, please don't.
There you go. Come on.
They're going to kill me. I told them to send me a video holding an object and start nodding.
Anything is a dildo when you really put your mind to it. There's no such thing as too large or too sharp. Every time you stop to question yourself, I want you to tell yourself, I can, and I will.
I guess I'll fill the space.
There you go,
There he
folks.
is.
There you go. That, folks, that is why I wake up in the morning every day and watch to inspire myself right for the day. You know what I'm saying? I watch that video, right? And then also at the same time, I put myself in those women's shoes. I do. And I wonder to myself what it would be like to put that huge fucking water bottle up in myself for a minute. You know what I mean? And it sounds interesting. It does. I won't lie.
Wow.
But, I think I probably, if I was a woman, I'd enjoy it. To tell you, I'd be that woman, right? You know what I'm saying, Jazz?
We are off to a hell of a start.
Yep. Yeah, if I was in that scene and I was a woman, that bitch would be in me already. That's right.
What?
What? I'm just connecting, to my feminine side. Right?
I don't know if the video
bottle inside of it.
That's right, folks. That's right, folks. Here at the MCU's Bleeding Edge YouTube channel and podcast, we're gonna, before we start our another installment, the third installment of our Phase 5 and Phase 6 preview series that I've decided to designate that at this point. Who the fuck knows how long it could go? Good forever. Who knows? It's Bleeding Edge style, baby. We never know. You never know what might happen. Right? That's what we do. So, anyways, at that point, that's why I played that fucking video to start the show, right? Because you never know, baby. And I love fucking with my guests. I do. I love seeing their faces and shit when I play that crap. It's the best part. That's why I do it. It's not for you folks. Fuck all you. I don't even care. Nah, I'm just joking. I love all you. Yeah, no, it's all for you. It's all for you folks too. I know that's why you love us. Anyways, no, folks. Oh shit, look who's back. Look who's here. What up, Renee?
Hey.
What up?
Oh shit.
You again.
I'm sorry. My bad. Did you have to did you need some extra time to get really stoned for the show today?
No. I'm already. I'm ready to go.
Oh, did you quit smoking weed?
Huh?
Did you quit smoking weed?
No.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Why did that happen?
I was gonna say, whatever. I support you with that. I wouldn't do it, but good. I guess good for you. Anyways, it's good to see you, Renee.
Thank you. Good to be here.
This is a new camera angle I'm using right here.
Okay, I like.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the window. I can see nothing but window.
Yeah, you know what? It's honestly, I learned. I got that. I found that concept on Plenty of Fish live streaming.
You could put a blue screen behind that window and then put stuff. You can like outer space.
Oh, like a green screen. Oh,
and next time you guys come on, I'll play a couple of clips of what it's like when you watch the women live stream on Plenty of Fish. It's interesting, very interesting. They have some interesting concepts going on, some high level, high quality professional live streaming, baby. So they have the concept. I got it basically from like watching a chick where her camera was just focused on a sofa, right? With no noise, nobody talking, no person, and that was it. Just a fucking sofa the entire time. I watched for like 15 minutes. Yep. That was the live stream. Right?
It was just a couch.
Yeah, there was another one where it was this chick just fucking talking on the phone to somebody else. Right? It was just fucking stupid as fuck. The one chick was eating, right? And like fucking eating a meal. Yeah, so that's where I got that from.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. Anyways, folks, we wanted to start the show with a little bit of a introspective part. We're gonna start adding more of a psychological therapeutic type of vibe. No, I'm just kidding, folks.
I was like, okay.
Nico, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. I missed you.
I said, as long as there's proms, I'll talk.
I missed you, brother. It's good to see you, man.
Too, man. It's good to be back. Happy New Year.
Motherfucker, I forgot what he looked like.
Well, here in the flesh, hopefully I didn't disappoint. Hopefully I'm just as good looking as I was the first time.
You ready to talk about some Daredevil, man? Daredevil born again?
Of course. Well, I have an interesting take about that.
That's right. Jazz, so Jazz, what happened? Did you your Wi-Fi just got turned on right before the show?
All right. So yesterday the Wi-Fi got the Xfinity people showed up to fix the neighbor's upstairs Wi-Fi. And he just started pulling on wires, left the box undone, and our internet was fine before he started. As soon as he was done, we had no internet.
Well, you know what? That's because he doesn't watch the fucking Bleeding Edge. That's why it's all fucked up. You know?
That's why.
Yep. That's right. Well, you know what? Listen, Jazz, you gotta understand. Sometimes, who knows? Maybe that guy was having a bad day. He's actually frustrated. So it's hard to focus.
My bad day was me without internet. I didn't know what to do with myself anymore.
I'll tell you what, Jazz.
That's a real thing.
Hey, if you want us to send you back in time, Jazz, to fucking like the 1700s or whatever, we'll be happy to go ahead and ship you down there.
No.
No.
Yeah. You'd be a big hit that time period, I'm telling you.
No, thank you.
People will love you.
Last thing I need to do is, hey, master.
I was going to say, I don't think you need to go back there.
I'm not even sure what the fuck it would be like with you back in that time period. It would be interesting. You might have.
I'm good.
History might have been affected by that shit, like She-Hulk.
But it always comes back to She-Hulk with you.
All of it does, yeah.
It's
all about She-Hulk, baby. Everything. It's all the She-Hulk is going to end up being the key to the end of the human race, basically, at the end of the day. It's civilization as we know it. I'm telling you, seriously. That's no, I'm just kidding. That's not going to happen, folks. That's not what it's going to be. It's going to be social media, right? And OnlyFans, and adult content and whatnot, right? Men are just going to stop having sex with women, and we're just going to stop procreating, and there you go. It'll be over. There you go. No sociality. No people won't socialize anymore at all. Mm-hmm. There you go. But no. Anyways, folks. Yes. Before, just to be clear, I was just talking to Cyber. We're thinking about actually, as we're working on our merch, doing a sex doll with our merch, right? A Bleeding Edge sex doll, right?
Is it going to look like you?
It'll do Bleeding Edge style sex acts, not like your typical sex bot shit.
What will it look like though? Is it going to look like?
Oh, it'll be fandom related. It'll be like it'll have like a cosplay sexy superhero shit on.
Oh, it'll be like character. Okay.
Yep. And we'll have every variation too. Trans women, fucking black women, right? Women with two heads, all that shit. Anyways, so Renee,
hey, what about me, Jeff?
Listen, we're gonna have all kinds of different male versions. I'm telling you, we're gonna have extremely tight penis version. We're gonna have huge penis version. We're gonna have fucking Chewbacca version for Jazz.
Okay, we already have all those.
We already have those.
Do they even make male sex bots?
Yeah, they're called vibrators.
No, they don't make them, do they? I don't think they sell them.
Well, I don't know. I know they make the female ones.
I've never heard of them. I don't even think they sell them.
They really do. All it is a machine that does the work for you. You turn the knob, it'll go faster or slower.
Well, I'm actually thinking about doing a kind of a series, like a Dirty Job series for the Bleeding Edge, except it'll be Bleeding Edge style, right? So I'll start off, like my first day, I'll do a male escort for the first day. I'll be a male escort and try it out for a day, right? As a dirty job, right? And
you should film it and put it on YouTube.
That's right. Then I'll be domed by. I'll try it out. I'll be in a cage for some chick, have a dog collar on and shit. We walk around and some dirty job shit, Oh, and also Renee is ended up inspiring. We're gonna end up doing a T-shirt with drive-in porn. Drive-in porno. Yep.
Porn drive-in.
Porn drive-in. Porn drive-in.
That's right. Exact porn drive-in. Trademark.
Yep. That's right.
Porn drive-in.
Well, that would be very fun. All you'd hear is
we're bringing
the
it back.
car driving and me with the sound of.
I'm telling you, Renee.
If we interfering with all the speaker boxes.
Hey, if we can market that shit, Renee, if we can market something like that, that could actually be the key to saving the human race.
I think so.
It's possible, right?
Particularly if we use really good hemp.
I just want to be the camera woman that's watching everything from the laundry machine.
All right, listen. Folks, listen. We love y'all out there. We're gonna cover the MCU right now. We're gonna get into Daredevil. There's one question for my panel, then we're gonna get to it. All right, so listen, guys, you tell me. Yes, what do you honestly believe? I believe firmly that I'm telling you, I'm not saying to what degree, but removing female nudity, and I will bring up female nudity, right? Specifically because it is, just not to get all crazy, but there has been like some serious statistical changes and variations in terms of the sexual engagement of men, especially in like the 18 to 32 range. 30 years ago to now, it's very down. It's declined steeply, right? Like how much sex guys are having, how many partners, whatever. At that point, what I'm saying is, I firmly believe that to some extent that when they decided to basically remove female nudity from the films and the movie industry in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was gone. You barely see it now. When it's done, it's only done in like an artistic way, right? That's it. We used to just get random titty shots and everything. You know what I'm saying?
But as a woman, I see my titties all the time.
Well, hey, listen, I do care about equality.
I need to see.
No, here's what happened, Jeff. I'm sorry, Jasmine. Here's what happened, Jeff. The women said, "Hey, wait a minute! You always show the women totally naked, but you never show the men." So they said, start taking those pants off, men, and we want full frontal. They started doing it. I mean, Tom Hiddleston, he was a pioneer. He really gets into that. So I appreciate them and love them.
Wait a minute. Where did you see? Where did you ever see Tom Hiddleston actually full blown naked?
Not in America.
One of the first movies he ever made. He's coming around some building with some other guys, and it's they're going to do is skinny dip into a pool. So they're strip naked and jump into a pool. Then he's totally naked in a movie called High Rise.
What's an interesting element to mention there, Renee? Because when you just put on a premise of, he was just walking down the street with his friends naked. It's kind of like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess that, just whatever. But getting back to the point, when the male actors found out, hey, they're going to have to get full frontal nude too.
Oh,
nah. Then they started. Let's not be doing that so much. So hey, everybody got real modest.
That's true. Hey, you know what? I never thought about that before.
And it's not fun.
That's a really good point.
Watching men get nude in movies isn't as fun as when girls do it because
is that shit crazy?
It's because men, they usually pick men that are growers, not showers, and we're getting nothing but teeny weeny in a bikini type of situation. Like, I don't want to watch that. Or we get like a hairy butt.
We're not talking about porn. We're talking about.
I know what you're saying. I'm saying when it comes to female scenes when they're going to do an intimate scene or anything, when it comes to just seeing something, girls usually just get like the tit shot, the side titty, men ass shot. Mm-hmm. Asses come dime a dozen at this point because of Instagram, Twitter.
Why is having the penis exposed is so important on film when
because when it comes
dudes are sending chicks 47 dick pics a day on dating sites and shit. Because
we want to see celebrities. We don't care about.
I mean
they're looking for the real deal.
Oh, okay.
We're looking for the celeb. We're looking for like Thor. We're looking for Chris Evans,
Michael B. Jordan,
like that.
People I'll tell you right now, Nico,
we want to see if it matches,
Well, we've seen Chris Evans. He did an.
Oh, I know, honey. I have it.
Oh yeah, look, but listen, Chris Evans is a very attractive man. There's no question.
No, he accidentally tweeted his.
But even when I saw him,
I remember that day. That was a crazy day.
Nico, when I saw him in Infinity War without that fucking beard, I was like, yo, 17 women in this movie theater just orgasmed.
17.
You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. No joke. Literally. I was like, yo, I can hear it. They were like they were making sex noises during the scene. They were moaning and shit.
They're hot, okay?
Bro, Nico, I've seen reaction videos women have done with that shit with those trailers where literally you can see on their face. Literally, if you could verbalize their face, and basically this is what it says. Fuck me.
Yes.
Fuck me. Own me. I'll do anything you want. Anything. Yeah, that literally. I swear. No, Chris Evans is attractive.
Please. You imagine if Henry Cavill had one of those scenes where he actually showed it, and it was like at least chubbed.
Henry Cavill, Chris Evans is better looking than Henry Cavill, right, Nico?
I would probably. That's a tough question. I would probably take Evans.
Henry Cavill has the physique, right? But like, Chris Evans has the whole package.
Yeah.
Evans is more.
Evans is an attractive man, but not to the point of Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill has that mature, gentlemanly quality to him, and that's what makes him so sexy.
Yeah, he's chiseled.
Yes.
He has a gentlemanly like je ne sais quoi about him. When he talks in interviews, he's so proper. He can say something dirty without saying it. Like he'll just look at the crowd and give them that, you know what I'm talking about face, and all the women would squeal.
Chris Evans he's British, so he automatically talks.
Evans is a goofball, and that's why we love him.
So it's kind of like when guys that can't talk at all, right, dominate women, but they can't talk. Like they're they have no ability to speak, right?
No.
So it's like silent domination.
No, it's more. You can be a gentleman, or you can be a goofball.
Oh, I am. Hey, listen, there were moments during my night being down by She-Hulk where I was silent. I'll tell you right now.
Oh my god.
Yep. Yep. It was so fucking. It was so traumatic that I just had to stop. I just had to go myself for a while, right? You know.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you right
Leave
now.
that green woman alone.
You had to go in the hut, the Wakandan hut.
I'm telling you, it was rough, man.
You don't have that Daredevil type.
Yeah. You know, I mean, honestly, it definitely changed my life. There's no question about it. It really, it made me anyways, folks. So I'm what do you call it? Bottom line, as far as trailer reactions go, with Henry Cavill, it's the same thing. I've seen like the women do the trailer reactions with Henry Cavill and the Snyder Cut, and they're like, facing it and shit. When he takes his shirt off and whatnot, immediately it's funny. He's good though. Superman, he looks good. I was sad when I found out he wasn't going to be Superman anymore. I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah,
really?
No, he's great. It's sad.
Yeah, it is.
I don't
even care about the Gunn part. I'm just like, "Fuck." We're not going to get him back as Superman. Like, they're going to make another movie. Seriously?
Yeah, it will be fun to see who takes over though. That's going to be a fun.
I think James Gunn is overly hyped.
Nah.
He's overly hyped because Warner Brothers has been trying for years to have a Kevin Feige for the Warner Brothers franchise when it comes to DC. And James Gunn is what they feel like is an ace in the hole because he's had one good movie on their end and a good TV series and two good films on Marvel. But when it comes to being someone that's holding an entire franchise like DC, unless he can like actually prove that he can do it, I think people shouldn't overhype him and say, "Oh, he's going to do best," or he's going to do the worst. Let his resume speak for itself. They should wait until the films come out. Wait until a good run comes out.
Hold on a minute. Let's put that around. Renee, and then you go. Renee, you first. I don't you think doesn't James Gunn already have a pretty solid resume, right?
In my opinion, yes, he has a very solid resume. But on top of it, why I think works, and I do get what Jasmine's saying. I do. Why this move really works though is he has Peter Safran as his partner from the producing end, so he's going to know financially what's smart, what he believes certain characters, and what the certain general audience will want. And he knows how to try to build something with him. And at the same time, James Gunn is very respected and connected in the industry. So I think he's going to acquire a lot of talent, be it writers, directors, and actors to the DC projects that are going to serve them as well. That's why I think it's a really great move. If it was just James Gunn by himself, I would be a little bit more skeptical, but because it's him and Safran, I think there's I feel like what Feige sometimes lacks is it's such a one-man show in his thing that there's times where I think he might not read, and I think Phase 4 is a good example. He doesn't read certain choices they made or certain audience reactions to things well enough. And when it comes to finances and stuff too. So I think the combination of Gunn and Safran together is why it works so well. But that's just me.
I love Phase 4.
Renee,
I do too.
Hold on.
I do too.
Let's get Renee in. let's get Renee and keep just the same question. Renee, what are your thoughts? For one thing, doesn't James Gunn already have a pretty solid resume? And then I never really got your opinion on that. Do you think it was a good move for them to hire Gunn?
Yeah, Gunn knows he knows comic, but he knows the genre. Let's put it that way.
Yes, he does.
Inside out. Good director. He's got, like you say, he's got a good CV and everything. I think what they're wanting to do is have someone who can act as like a master control over over all the productions and whatnot. And this is where Marvel's, because Kevin did that. I'm assuming Kevin, at least it was Kevin, perhaps in conjunction with Stan Lee. I'm not sure, but they kept everything on track. That's one of the things we've just praised them about the previous phases. And it kind of fell off a little bit. So I think that's what they're probably going to try to do with the DC. Is just get it under control, get some continuity, get some storylines going where you can go from 2 or 3 movies and you don't have to just and do and no more of these director cuts and no more of these showcase. Bringing in these directors who think they're going to change the genre around or whatever. And just get back on track, get some quality production crews and actors and writers and directors and everything, get them on board, and maybe they can have a really good run there for a couple of years with DC.
Well, that's it. You know what? Honestly, that's a good point. I think, Renee and Jasmine, I'll ask you, and I'll ask you too, Nico. Actually, I don't want to turn this turn the whole show around type deal, but I like where we're going. Jasmine, do you honestly think that for one thing, how long do you one thing I've been pondering myself is okay, so how long is it going to take Gunn to figure this out? And also at the same time start putting out new properties, right? And releasing new stuff and whatnot that's not already planned. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? How long is that going to take, right? To develop it, plan it, and also at the same time trying to get stuff out and produce it. How long do you think that'll take? I don't know, right? And at the same time, what are your thoughts on what he needs to do, Gunn needs to do to do something with be successful with what he's doing?
Honestly, I think that Warner Brothers is going to try to push as much stuff as they can out. But everyone keeps forgetting when it comes to the financial part of Warner Brothers, they're broke.
Yeah, they're in a tough spot.
Mm-hmm. They are broke as hell. And that's why they sold. And Discovery is sitting here trying to, sell stuff and stop putting stuff on HBO Max and merge both Discovery and HBO Max into one thing is because they're broke. So we have to think about that on top of the fact that they're going to try to put movies out and TV shows. And honestly, I'm hoping they wait a couple years, let it die down, because with James Gunn constantly tweeting, he reminds me of Trump. When he was president and he kept tweeting. And I'm like, I think he needs to stop tweeting so much.
Gunn doesn't tweet as much as Trump did, Jazz. Gunn doesn't tweet as much as Trump did. And I even know that.
If you were on Twitter during the real uprising of when Henry Cavill news was unleashed, he was tweeting
okay, sure, crazy. But I'm saying in general though, because
now he's let it die down, but that was because a lot of us who are hoping that he will shut the fuck up and just prove them wrong by just doing his job.
He will.
We wanted him to stop tweeting because all he was doing is riling up the people that were going, fire James Gunn.
Jazz, you're right now. James Gunn is not intimidated at all.
I know he's not, but he's pissing off more fans, and the more fans he pisses off hurts the DC brand because those people buy comics. If they're that upset, they could stop buying comics. And that's a lot of people if you keep pissing off more and more people in the demographic. But that aside, I hope that he does keep some of the people from the original DC characters that didn't get enough screen time. Even if he gives them a soft reboot, I hope he keeps some of the ones that were diversified. Because to fire someone that was cast in color and then, recast them as comic book accurate, which is just an entire universe full of white people. It would suck because, like, Black Canary, she was the actress that played her was really good in the Harley
Really
Quinn.
good.
And I would be very disappointed if they just fired her and then recast her as a white woman, mostly because it did give her character a little bit more depth because her mom was someone who helped the police and then was killed. And you could do something with that. James Gunn could probably do something with that because I do see that he is very well versed in writing and his comic book lore, but adapting things and changing them to fit what his idea is. That is what I would really hope for when it comes to these women of color characters or comic book characters. It'd be really cool just to kind of see what he does with it, especially with backstories. That's just my opinion.
Well, you know what though, Jess? Honestly, this and Nico, you can comment on this if you want real quick. But I've actually got a specific question for you, and then you too, Renee. But basically, Jazz, honestly, Gunn, we've gotten to a point where Gunn doesn't have to make any effort to like, you know what I'm saying, to highlight or to or to inject any kind of like, black, characters, for instance, right, like that, whatnot. That will happen on its own. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where we're at. Like it'll just naturally like flow. I mean, people want to see, like, people love fucking Chadwick as Black Panther. White people, all people. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere. Chinese people, fucking people in South America.
That's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's not what I meant, though.
No. But that's actually, Nico. I want to ask you, Nico. Did you ever think about the reality that Chadwick, right, as Black Panther, literally to some people out there, believe it or not, I don't think some people realize this, especially younger people in some other countries and whatnot. Literally, there are no black people to the point where, like, to them, like, black people are like foreign to them. They don't know what to think, right? So to see Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, for some people out there, I'm not trying to put people down or like that or say anything negative. I'm just saying, for them, it's like a whole different experience. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, wow, like, Chadwick as Black Panther was fucking powerful, right?
No doubt.
Yeah. But I mean, globally, right?
No, of course.
I mean, we know what he did in America, but I'm saying globally is what I think about. Is it that effect? How that big that was, right? Which, on a side note, I love watching the trailer reactions of Chinese people and like people from different countries and shit to the MCU stuff and whatnot. It's awesome.
Oh, I've never done that.
It's dope.
I've never done that.
It's dope. Yeah,
I'll take your word for it. Yeah,
that show I'll play one. It's awesome. Watching these Chinese people flip the fuck out for like Infinity War trailers and shit, that game trailers, and crying and shit. Throwing fits. They get excited. They're more into it. We are.
As they should be, even though they haven't gotten a lot of the recent releases, though.
Nah, but they're passionate, man.
Which is
they probably got boots.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
they do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
They do, but you know what? It's limited. The amount that have come out, the trailer reaction mashups with them and whatnot are very limited. There's not that many of them. You're right. It's hard to get that shit out of there. Unfortunately, it is. But no, Nico, what I wanted to ask you was, I think that really the deal with Gunn is his creativity, his ability to create and to relate to culture and society right now in real time and deliver entertainment, the value of entertaining people, right? Like, that's what I like about Gunn. They gave the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? The Guardians of the Galaxy is not a good vehicle to flush out what Gunn can do. Do you agree with me? That's what I wanted to ask you. That's my premise.
I do, and I agree. And kind of what I touched on earlier is he's also so connected and well respected in the industry too. And I think he's going to touch the properties that he feels confident in. Like, he's writing the Superman movie, said he's not going to direct it. He'll bring his own personal talents to places, but he will seek out those he believes will be great for other films and other roles. And I do think from a creative standpoint, the films he's done in the genre, I think, are all good. I think Peacemaker was really good. I think each Guardian film, I truly think Guardians 1 is arguably the best MCU movie for a lot of reasons.
Wow.
So
never heard that before.
For a lot of reasons. So I'm really interested to see what he does with DC. And as I told you, as you know about me, but our other two panelists might not, is I am more of a DC guy too. So I'm just curious to see where he goes from there. Just to touch on his tweeting thing, because I do agree at times it has gotten annoying how much he tweets, but at the same time, The DC brand has become such a clickbait thing, and the trades were really putting out false information. And so some of it, I believe, was damage control on his end to try to say, oh, that rumor is not true. This isn't true. This is more what we're doing to also try to guide the fans and check their expectations. And also some of those trades were putting the wrong information about certain actors and creators too. So he's trying to protect them as well, which I really respect. But I'm excited for it. He said we're going to find out some of the stuff later this month. So maybe we'll start to have an idea of what they're building towards, which could be cool. Hopefully it's good. I just want DC to be good and for people to like DC. It hurts that hasn't been the case.
I love DC, but I like the comics more. I
agree with you. Yeah.
There are movies that stand out. I know a lot of people are very divisive when it comes to the original Suicide Squad film that came out. A lot of them don't like it. I like certain aspects of the film. I can't say the movie it was well executed, but that was mostly Warner Brothers cutting it because of not liking how the first initial watch was, and they thought, okay, since they didn't like this, maybe we'll change this, that, and that, and it came out absolute mess. But I did enjoy Jared Leto as the Joker. It was nice to see somebody that was born from the streets be a version of the Joker. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
And we didn't get enough screen time to really enjoy him as that, but I did like seeing a Joker that didn't beat Harley and actually to love her. And a lot of people go, but that's not his character. I'm like, I understand. But shouldn't we get variants of the Joker where he's not that same abusive man? He can still have his character flaws like they do in the comics without that one, because a lot of people idolize the Joker. I know plenty of people that do. But if they're going to at least idolize him, at least pick one that's not beating the shit out of Harley.
Amen.
No. Renee, why am I echoing? What am I? Jazz, is it? I'm only going to. I'm not picking on you. I'm only asking you. Is there something ever like a setting or something maybe that you change sometimes in mid show or at all or whatever to where? Because like you come on and everything inside, right? And then for some reason, all of a sudden, like half show or whatever, whatnot, or a third of the show will echo on your end really quick. So it's almost like something changes. Not you, Nico, Jazz.
It's not my off, so it's not me.
Okay,
I think it's you, Jeff.
Is it me?
Yeah, I don't hear an echo from anyone.
You know what it is?
Yeah, I'm hearing it. I think it's coming.
Well, you know that those are my screams. Those like Superman in the Snyder Cut trailer, in the Snyder Cut, the screams, right? From like she yelled at me, haunting me, to remind me what it was like. Get my cherry pop.
Fix it, Jeff. It doesn't sound good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll mute myself for the rest of the show. Hold on. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, don't do that. We need you here.
Okay, let's see here. Well, anyways, hold on. I'll fix that out. But no, Renee, what I wanted to ask you was real quick. You talk and I'll fix it. Like Nico mentioning that the Guardians of the Galaxy he thinks is the best MCU film ever, right? I've never fucking heard anybody say that before, ever. In the entire time that we've been doing the MCU's Bleeding Edge ever. My whole life, right? And I think it's dope as fuck that he said that. I really do. Like I respect the fuck out of it. Like I don't care. I think it's great that he loves that. He thinks, and I think it's valid. Like if it was like Thor: Love and Thunder and he said this shit, I'd be like, bruh.
No, never.
I'd be like, bruh, are you on the same pills that Joe Biden's taking or what? You know what I'm saying? His medication?
I love Thor: Love and Thunder.
Anyways, no, but whatever. But anyways, Renee, what I love and I think is awesome is the fact that it's interesting, like how there's this individual different, there's this different opinions like that are that drastic, right? That to where I don't hear anybody say that ever, right? But that's the diversity of the MCU, like from that angle that there is so many different movies and so many different series. Everybody has different opinions, and it's fun to talk about that, right? Like I enjoy that aspect of doing the shows. Looking forward to be with the guests, getting their opinions, right? It's fun. to know.
You know,
Like,
I want you to fix that echo, Jeff.
okay, I will.
It's funny because I don't hear an echo from anyone.
Yeah, I'm not
Really?
hearing it from you.
Interesting.
I've never had an echo on my end ever before, Renee,
Right.
in the history of the Bleeding Edge. I don't know how it could be for me.
Speaking of just to fill some space as the camera changed, I love it. Speaking of echo, it sounds like the show had a lot of problems. Like even the showrunner came out and said he wished he had a lot more time with it. But that was out of his control or out of their control. I'm not quite sure who the actual showrunner is. I just saw the quote, but that Echo show is apparently had a lot of problems in the production process. So we'll see what happens.
That's not, Renee. That's not me. That's echoing. I just switched over to a different mic on one of my Logitechs. If the echo was on my end, it would have changed right there. So it's not for me. Just to be clear, I told you. I know how this shit works, hon. I've been doing this for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, okay. I still hear a little echo.
I do too, but I'm saying, I know how to check my shit real quick and make sure if it's me or not. So I've had StreamYard for a while. But no. Anyways, that's okay. We'll figure it out. But no, Renee, what I wanted to ask you was in general, do you feel like also maybe there's an opportunity right now for DC with kind of like, in a way, almost like this window where there's kind of a sort of pessimism or like some, irritation or people are a little happy in the fandom, right? With what the MCU's been giving us, especially at the end of Phase 4, right? Do you think maybe that's a spot or a window?
Nico. It was actually Nico doing the echo.
Oh.
Yeah. Now
okay. Well.
Was it?
Yep.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bizarre.
It's me. I can hear myself. Like, wait, that's it. I have no idea fucking why.
Mute yourself again, Nico. Okay. See, yeah.
Yeah.
When we talk, it's not doing it. Yeah.
It does. You're right. It is. But that's weird. That's very weird. Strange. Anyways, Nico, I'm trying to think what settings you would change that would fix that. Do you want to drop off and drop back on?
All he has to do is just change the audio setting to default when it comes to talking. That's what I had to do when it was happening to me.
Does that make sense, Nico?
Yeah, going to more, go to settings, go to audio, and
that's
then
what it is.
Change it to
default.
Now Jazz is echoing.
That's what it is. Like I have it the way I always do shows. So I don't know what it is.
Well, I'm not echoing now. Oh,
I'll try to leave and come back.
I'm not echoing now. So we'll figure it out. Anyways, but no, Renee, what I wanted to ask you was, do you feel like maybe there's a window here for James Gunn to step in and maybe go in a direction where this could be opportunity for them to I'm not saying competitively with Marvel. I'm saying in general, just to kind of change things up, like, with this entire superhero genre in film.
Well, I think they've come where Marvel is overloaded. I mean, we're overloaded with it. We're covered with superheroes, not just Marvel. I mean, a lot of these side shows. I think The Boys. There's several of them that are kind of popular. I think they're good. I haven't really seen them, but apparently they keep coming back, so they're popular. That's the biggest problem right there. I mean, how many more superheroes do we need to care about?
Well, Marvel's a very diverse superhero world.
But they're all superheroes. That's the price. It's all comic book genre. That's the issue, and it's yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the solution. That's apparently what people want, and that's what people are going to spending the money on in the theaters and whatnot, and buying these streaming things. It's just. It's overwhelming me. I mean, honestly, more power to them. But God bless James Gunn if they can pull it around, make DC, what it was before. More power to him. But I'm just not interested at this point. It's just like I'm trying to focus on these few characters, and I'm just kind of trying to tune all the rest of it out.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So you're trying to simplify things a little bit.
Yeah.
I think what they should do with DC is they should do each one of their movies kind of like self-contained, or their shows or whatever self-contained, and kind of do what the CW did, which made it work so well. is they did like a few seasons by themselves and then introduced somebody. And then they did their own thing that was self-contained in their own villains and stuff. And then they met somebody and then they crossed over, stuff like that. I think they should work like that because that's the wonderful thing about Batman. He has his own universe and he happens to come across Superman when he goes in Metropolis and he meets Clark. And then you had that animated series, I feel like more self-contained comic related things would be really interesting. That's why I think Marvel is doing really well with their TV series, even if COVID did kind of hinder some of the stuff. And I do feel like they should slow it down when it comes to their production, because it seems like them rushing to hit a certain time frame. I know it costs them money, but at this point, make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's before you even start, so that you don't even have to worry about, I wish I had more time with something. That's what I
one problem though
DC doesn't do it.
How many times can we see Batman rebooted or Superman rebooted? Or it's repetitious. It's this. You can only tweak the story so much because
They
it's locked
really
into
should just
genre.
hire people from the old franchises. Like, hell, bring back Tom Welling.
Okay.
I already know that they have Lex Luthor coming back for the new Superman. The old Lex Luthor from Smallville coming back. He's reprising his role. I heard that news in the pipeline. So if they're going to do that, bring back Tom Welling.
Okay. Let's Nico, let's wrap this up. Take as much time as you want, and just kind of like as I guess looking back, what are your thoughts on what we've just dropped right here? Kind of wrap it up, right? I'll go to you too, Renee. Then you guys just wrap things up. Then let's jump into Daredevil. We're actually gonna watch the Netflix Daredevil series trailers, 2 of them, right? To start, kind of taking everybody a break, to give us something to change things up and look at with Daredevil in it, with Charlie Cox. So kind of like maybe I'm thinking it'll be interesting for people enjoy watching it. When they watch it, they go watch it at the same time too. I think it'll kind of maybe give us something from a creative standpoint, right? As we dive into talking about the series, to work with something like a visual aid, right? So we'll drop those. But go ahead, Nico. Have at it. What are your thoughts on what Jasmine's saying, what Renee's been saying, James Gunn, DC, what's going on right now? Currently with MCU, Phase 4, whatever.
It's all valid. I think the biggest piece is they just got to create something cohesive that everyone likes, because there's a lot of differing opinions on it. And I think different wants and desires people have. And I think what Marvel did really well is they took some characters and they made the audience enjoy them. Like, that's why the Guardians is so impressive to me. It was such a hit and they became such a focal point in the MCU, and no one saw that coming. So bring back some of the heavy hitters for DC and then give us other characters to care about, and just make something streamlined that people could get excited for. Go back to Phase 1 style MCU where you have a few solo films. I like what Jazz is saying about keeping them individual. I think keep their solo movies, but tease other heroes in like the post-credit scenes, just like Phase 1 did, and then you bring them together for JL, and hopefully enough people hop on board by then. But that's really all I can hope for. So that's what I would do. But I'm not James Gunn, so we'll see.
We'll see, right? We'll see. We'll see. Renee, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? Just to close this up, is there anything in particular you want to say? Is there anything about Gunn, about DC, as far as what you're saying about what you want to kind of focus on? I guess on an optimistic kind of positive note for once, right? Like where I'm trying to go right now when it comes to the MCU, right? We do have some good stuff to look forward to, don't we? In 2023.
Yeah, I think and I keep going back to it, is they need to focus on the characters themselves.
Sure. You're right.
Not their superhero fantastic. They can do this, they can do that. That's part of it, certainly. But we need the characters. We need to see them as human beings, people that we could relate to truly, in some way, somehow. That was, we could connect to each of those characters through their trials and the conflicts that they're going through, and the anguish that they have to survive, and the pain and everything. And we saw that. I think when you get when it's just all becomes the theme park ride, then it becomes superficial. The characters are cardboard. It's, no, you wind up not really even caring about the characters.
See, but Renee,
and
is
that's
the
what's going to ruin it. If they
Renee, there's other elements that with those characters too, right? Like with Robert Downey Jr. for instance, as Iron Man, right? Like he didn't write his own lines, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's a lot of things that the other aspects of film production that affect how a character is presented. You know what I mean? So at that point.
Well, they went off right off the bat, and they did it with DC, with Batman, and I'm not going to say that the other hadn't done it, but before Gunn, before Feige, I mean, they got quality actors. They brought in top-seeded actors to do this, and that's what I'm going about fleshing out the characters.
Okay, you're right.
You've got a very limited amount of time to do that in a movie. So when you can get a really good actor who can project that. They're just some of them just have it. That some don't. When they can go out and find those actors and put them in these roles, and then let them run with it, let them put their talents into that character and their soul and their thoughts, because they spend time thinking about. They just don't walk in and start reading lines. They spend time preparing to play these characters. So I think that's what. It's what really makes it. That's what puts the shine on the product, and they really need to get back to that.
Well, hey, as long as they keep Sarah,
hopefully they will.
Renee, as long as they keep on like letting Sarah Finn cast shit and whatnot, and they don't change it over to Jar Jar Binks, they should be okay, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anyways, Jazz, what are your, just to wrap up, right? I'll go to you and then we'll go into these trailers, but Jazz, do you have any final thoughts on any of this? Anything Renee said? Anything Nico said? Anything I've said? Why you care about anything I said? I don't even know. But no, anything about, I guess again, about Gunn or sort of, I guess, how I think we got some good stuff to look at this year. There's stuff that I'm optimistic about. For I tell you right now, I think the movies we're going to get this year are going to be better than those we got this last year. But they are right after that. That I think is a definite. And I think everybody kind of would universally agree with that, because I'm telling you right now, Jess, I know you love Thor Ragnarok. I love Thor Ragnarok. I know you love Thor Love and Thunder, God bless your soul. But sweetie, it was a goddamn shit show. It was a fucking shit show.
It's one of those movies where it can resonate with some people and it can not resonate with others.
It was like
those
literally
that prefer a non-comedic Thor don't care for it.
Listen,
those of us that enjoyed it for the time that we got it, enjoyed it. It did what it had to do.
Jazz, the drop off of Ragnarok to Love and Thunder is like comparing fucking my penis
really?
to Tom Hiddleston's.
Think about it. Thor spent all that time literally losing everybody he cared about. And the only thing that made it easy for him to get to the next point in life was eating, drinking, and being the funniest person in the room. Which I knew plenty of people that were like that when I was a kid. So,
you're absolutely right. Chris Hemsworth.
He was just an annoying, funny guy who thought he could be funny to make up for the fact that he's hurting on the inside.
Hey, I was hurting the inside too when I watched the fucking movie.
But yeah, the movie has its issues. Of course, I have my issues with it, but I did like the fact that we did get certain elements in it. Eternity was in this movie. Like, the fact that I got to see Eternity. The fact that I got to see Eternity just physically there in a comic book movie is insane.
Yeah, but the representation of Eternity was fucking stupid.
No, if you saw the comics, that's exactly what it is.
Jeff, she liked
in the
movie.
comics.
She has merit. There were merits.
So
in the
they
movie
put
that
a 2D entity in there, and they did. It was cool because he was minding his own damn business, and then opened his eyes, do what he wanted, and went back to meditating. Fucking cool. Having the female Thor being in the movie was interesting. It wasn't executed the way I would have preferred, but seeing it happen, nice. Her being straight and still having to think for Thor, that bothered me a little bit because I kept thinking they were going to ship her with Valkyrie. Like, they really had that element on the posters in the way that they were editing the trailer. So it was a little annoying that they decided to go that angle with it. I get why they did it, and it helped develop Thor to the point where he could finally get over, being as broken as he was, and now he can help someone else be a hero. But it's just, the movie has its issues.
All right,
the movie has its issues.
Listen, okay, that's fine. At the end of the day, Chris Hemsworth was so unhappy with how the movie ended up that literally he's at a point where if they don't give him something really fucking good, he ain't doing Thor 5.
That's okay, because ain't he forgetting shit anyway?
But I want 4 or 5. I want him to stay in the fucking MCU as long as possible. I want any of the original Six Avengers to stay.
Recast him with a variant. He ain't gonna remember it.
Nah. Where's your loyalty to the original 6?
Most of them are dead. Bye.
Come on now. At least pay
variant, bitch. Variant.
Jazz, you gotta pay due respect to the original 6, man. You got.
I did when they were alive. Now most of them are dead.
They're alive right now. What are you talking about?
Okay, Captain America is old as shit.
The actors are alive.
Tony is dead.
Oh, whatever, man.
Captain America is old.
So
Black Widow is dead. Hawkeye is dead.
You still fuck him. You still fuck old Caps. You fuck him so.
How dare you get old? How dare you die?
Jazz, your bishop, she fucked him.
And the fact that he went back to the fucking Nazi Carter kills me. Come on. Just no. I'm over it.
Nico, isn't Jazz a trip?
I love it. I love everything I'm hearing.
Jasmine's fucking awesome, man. I'm telling you right now. She's great. She's been such a fucking wonderful addition to the Bleeding Edge.
TV show.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up having to give Jasmine her own t-shirt too. To just pick her own slogan or some shit. I can't wait what she'll give us. It'll be awesome. Maybe I'll do something with her whole her whole spoof on her whole deal with wanting to suck Chewbacca's dick and all that the other day. We'll go on that, right?
I would love to hear more.
Oh, believe me, if you would have been there during that conversation, bro, you would have lost out. You would have fell out, bro.
Man.
I almost did. I was like, Jazz, you fucking kidding me, bro? Seriously, come on now.
Hey, Chew's a good-looking guy. He has sex appeal.
Hey,
yes, he does. All I see is a bear. Hi.
Jazz is the only guest in history of Bleeding Edge history to ever be able to come out here and be fucking more grimy than me. Right? That's some shit right there. That's why I love Jazz. Nah, I'm just kidding. No, she's good too. She's a good contributor. And I just want to shout out to Alexis Hania, and whatnot and everything, right? Folks, we've had creative differences, just her and I. That's why she hasn't been on, and we wish her the best. You know what I'm saying? She's over there at Religious Broadcasting Network. We love her. I love her. You know what I'm saying? If she needs anything from me, she knows that. I already told her that I'm there. You know what I'm saying? She knows that no matter what. So that's where I left off with things. Is if you need me, I'm there. I got you. If I can do anything for you ever in your content creation, or whatever, I'll do it. It's that simple. Because of the efforts and the time we put into the Bleeding Edge and with me. And that's how it is. That's what we do. We're almost like a family here, with everybody and whatnot, right? Especially people like Kevin that came on, right, and did an episode review with us and didn't even watch it, the episode, that was amazing, really. What a contribution to the Bleeding Edge.
Plus, if you recast them, we can finally have all our, original 6 back. Just saying.
Renee, I can't wait until we do the Bleeding Edge for 5 or 6 years, and we can go back and do a best of Bleeding Edge, a spoof edition or whatever, and we have we can just see as many assholes we pick up Kevin, right? Or
blooper reels.
Yeah, like Shaw, or fucking Chris from MCU Mondays with his tangent and shit and everything. You're like, I'm even here. Okay, motherfucker. That's why I went on your show as a guest, and your other guests were pretending to laugh at you. Their jokes. I'm standing there seriously? Anyways. Nothing like a show that sucks, man. It sucks. It really blows. It's not fun. It's almost as fun as being down by Shield, but close. But no, folks, we're going to go ahead and play these Daredevil trailers. But I just want to point out, though, that honestly, we're very thankful. We're almost at 10,000K. And later on in the show, when we do our plugs, I'll just talk about that. We are going to do some kind of special, right? You know, maybe bring in some old guests from the beginning of the show and whatnot. And then maybe have like an OnlyFans, woman on or something, right? Or maybe, have like a little person porn star or something, right? We'll do something interesting, And on top of that, I want to point out really quick that Nico, right? You've got some really interesting shit going on, don't you? From a creative standpoint right now, right? I mean, I'm sure you must have big plans going into 2023.
Kind of. We'll see. There's a few podcasts I do. There's a few I'll appear on. There's another one. It's going to be a monthly thing that we're talking about doing with someone in the Bleeding Edge family, actually. But we'll talk about it later when we do the plugs. I got to keep people around. So.
Oh well, Renee might be right. Might write the novel. Is going to write a book actually about her experiences at the porno drive-in, possibly, right?
It's more of a short story.
Now, Renee, honestly, sweetie, if you actually wrote a book as a spoof, as like a fucking joke, right, and you pretended like with the premise, right, like about how going to like drive-in porno or porno, whatever.
I only went once. I would have to interview other people who went to porn.
There you go. Hey, you know what? Look at that. Look how creative we're getting right here. This is really expanded, right? It's almost like the tissue of the MCU in a way, right? Look, I mean, that's seriously. Now that would be very interesting, Renee. That's a good idea. Interview people on what their experiences at the drive-in porno.
Right. Yeah, and what the movie was, and then they can do like the breakdown. I can do like Errol Morris and film it, with that camera, and they're just let them talk, with that weird music playing in the background. So,
okay, so before I play this trailer, there's actually something I'm going to start doing. I've been doing it off and on. I like to ask random questions to the panel beyond like just random, right? And one of the random ones is what I want to start doing is we did this before, Renee. You've never done this, Jazz or Nico. I like to ask my guests, right? We'll pick a TV series, right? Let's say let's see, something we've all watched. How about has everybody seen Andor? Well, no. How far are you with Andor, Renee?
Episode 1.
Okay. Nico, did you watch Andor?
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's just dope, isn't it?
It was really good.
Oh, bro. Dude, why did I ever ask you to come on and do any of the reviews? I don't even know why. Did I ever ask you?
I think when we met, it was almost over.
No, we still have 2 more episodes, man. 11 and 12.
I thought you never finished with it.
I still have 2 open spots in the panel for the finale, and I've got an open spot or 2 for episode 11 this week on Wednesday.
We'll talk. Wednesday might be tough, but we'll talk about it. I thought you finished it for some reason.
No, I got 2 episodes.
I thought you finished it.
No, I was hoping that Willow would end, but it's not. It's not over.
I've heard that. Yeah. I've heard the Willow is less
than... Jazz, would you agree with me on that?
I believe that Willow has kind of gone down.
Don't lie. When you found out it was 8 episodes, were you like, fuck?
No, because like, if it wasn't for the last episode, I would have been really thrilled with it. But it's kind of gone downhill with that last episode.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. That kind of helps you, but your credibility with me after that Thor and Thunder bullshit to like build up a little bit. I like that. Yeah. No. I'll tell you right now. My reaction. I love Cyber to death, but my reaction to fucking finding out when I thought it was only 6 episodes and it was 8, I was like, motherfucker. Are you serious? Like seriously? Come on now. Because I'm sorry, but Cyber, he loves Willow, the original movie. I don't want it to savage that shit. I don't. But I can't. It's getting to the point where I almost have to. Fuck, man. See, that's right there. That's like right, Renee. Right there. That's a good something to look at. What I'm talking about, as far as like if you don't give an actor anything to work with in terms of writing, script, story, how you use them, people you pair them with, the relationships in the movie or the series, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other act, all that affects the characters, right? And that's the thing about Andor, right? Andor is good overall, right? Like the writing's great, there's great acting, it's all well done. That's why it's so excellent. That's why it's epic.
Mm-hmm.
it's too bad more people don't watch it. You know, unfortunately, some people just watched like up to towards episode 2 and they stopped. A lot of people did. I hope they go back. It was great.
Well, you know, there again, in fairness, it's because there's so much out there. I mean, you know, you get, and I watch a series, and it's not necessarily even a sci-fi or fantasy. It can be anything. Get one or two, and then for whatever, because it's, you know, they'll only put them out once a week, and then I forget about it, and the next thing you know, the thing's over with, and I've totally forgotten about it. And that happens, and I don't think people do it because it just, and I'm not going to give it a chance. It's just they just don't have the time to look at everything.
Well said.
Most definitely. Okay, so anyways, now back to my question, guys. All right, so what I wanted to say was, I'm trying to think of a series we all watched, right? So how about let's use Loki? Okay, the first season of Loki, right? Now, what I want to ask you is, right, and I'll start with you, Jasmine. Then I'll go to you, Renee, ladies first, and then you could round it out. Right? If you could pick, right, one fucking like weirdo, fucked up, like, you know, what the fuck character, like Jar Jar or some shit, you know, some crazy shit, and you could throw that into that series to make it really fucking interesting, right? Some seriously fucked up shit. It'll be funny as shit, or like tragic as shit, or just something, you know, you're boring or fucked up, who knows, right? Give me at least two, like, throughout history, right? From film, TV, movies, whatever, anybody, any character, anything, you know, of some kind, from the comics, whatever, that would make it interesting, right? To throw in there and make it really fucked up or whatever. And I'll go with you first, Jazz. Who would you pick to throw into Loki season 1?
What I would have hoped, or they could have done, was instead of making Enchantress a Loki, they actually made her the original Enchantress. That would have been better, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because it gave this whole, people keep throwing around that it could have been incestuous because, you know, that version is related, It's like,
Okay, what I'm asking you is, if you were, give me two characters, right? Imagine if like they threw fucking
that's who I want in there.
No, imagine if they just threw Tyrone Biggins up to that motherfucker for season 1, right? I want people like that.
Come on, I want real Enchantress, and I want.
All right.
Let's see, who else could I have had thrown in there that would have.
Cut-face Kit from Willow.
Honestly, I think who I would have enjoyed having in there, Howard the Duck.
Good call. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That would have been interesting seeing Howard the Duck in it, in a role where he's not just there for comedic relief.
Yo, how did bang Darcy in the fucking One Neck episode?
Darcy is officially a comic book character now.
Really?
She just made her first debut.
No shit.
In the Scarlet Witch comic.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Thank you, Jasmine, for
big
mentioning
titties and all.
No shit. Did you know that? Renee, did you know that?
I did not know that. No, that's cool.
Okay.
Shout out to Pat Dennings for leaving that stamp.
That's awesome, man. Renee, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I actually like that. I
can't wait to read the comic. I have to wait because I have Marvel Unlimited, so I have to wait I think 3 months or 6 months.
I can't wait to see what her big tits look like in comics. You know?
She looks like Kat Dennings.
Kat Dennings is fucking hot, man. I'm telling you right now.
Big titties and all.
She is smoking, bro. You know? As far as what I'm essentially attracted to, whatnot, I like that shit, man. I don't care what that color they are. If they're built like her, it's all good. Feel me, Nico?
Oh, dude, she's great.
Great. Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. If I had to pick one out of those two chicks out of that, Broke Girl show and whatnot, I would definitely bang her over the other chick any day. What are your thoughts on that, Nico?
On Kat Dennings?
Yeah?
I can't add anything new.
Okay.
I can't add anything new. Then said.
So Nico, you brother. What would you go with, right? If you were to interject two characters, right? Two, whatever, from fucking history or not, historical figures, anything, to throw into Loki season 1, that would have made it really fucking interesting in some fucking way. Tragically, funnily, something interesting, right?
Yeah, I think. Has everyone here seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No, I just
No.
I would have taken. Well, so then but I'm still going to use it. I will take Jamie Lee Curtis's character from the movie and put her in there. She plays like a really angry IRS worker, and I think it could be funny to have her character have that role in the TVA. It would be comedic. And for another one,
I like Jamie Lee Curtis from like 1980 or 85.
Oh yeah,
90 to pop up in my room tonight after the show, right, and hang out with me for a couple hours. I would.
Classic.
Or today, Jamie Lee Curtis. Either way. Yep.
And then I think it would have been funny if they had. Well, I don't know. That is a tough question.
Of course, she might. I'd have to let her know that she'd be joining another woman at that point. With the evening.
True.
Right? And sometimes I do that just to change things up, just to, to kind of connect on this. I do that sometimes. I'm just surprised a chick. Like, I'll have another chick show up, something out of nowhere, an hour later.
Like I said earlier, Jeff, always keeping everyone on their toes.
Yeah, I do it. And you know what? It's never been a bad thing. It's always been good.
Hey, Nico.
Yeah.
You know what would have been really funny if they had like different versions of Laurie Strode coming through the TVA.
That would have been funny. All the different reboots and everything too. That would have been funny. just add Jamie Lee Curtis to the show in general, and you can't go wrong. As for another one, I'm trying to think what would have added.
I'm surprised they haven't even put Jamie Lee. I'm supposed they haven't put Jamie Lee Curtis in the fucking MCU in some way yet.
So am I. I'm shocked. I have a feeling she'll be there at some point.
I mean, seriously.
And as for like a wild one that would have made it more interesting or scary or whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what else Tom Hiddleston's done in his career. I haven't seen a lot of his movies.
I'm just thinking in my head about what if you got Riddler from fucking the Batman film there with fucking
well, that would have been fun if you had Paul Dano.
No. What's his name? Riddler.
Oh, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. That joke with Riddler.
Yeah, Jim Carrey.
Throw him in there.
Oh, I'll pick King Kong.
Oh, King Kong.
Have a King Kong cameo because Tom Hiddleston was in Kong Skull Island with a version of Brie Larson. You could have had come through.
Good call.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I did.
Larson, and Sam Jackson were all in that, so you could have had them all three cameo as their Kong characters.
Really?
With King Kong. Yep.
I'm
all
really
three of them are in that movie.
I'm not shocked I didn't notice Brie Larson was in it. I'm really shocked I didn't remember Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, no, she's the lead with Hiddleston.
Yeah. The only way I would ever really pay notice or remember Brie Larson anything and whatnot would just be her flat ass, right? I'd be like, oh fuck, her again with a flat ass. Oh man, there you go, folks. I also
have that queued up,
folks. I also wake up in the
morning. How did you have that ready?
That's also how I inspire my day.
How did you have this ready?
I wake up and I look at that. I look at a picture of that.
Yeah, Jeff is anti-white woman, but
this? Wait, I'm just impressed that you have this picture stored.
That's not even a real photo.
What I wonder is, right?
Photoshop ass. Her booty's bigger than that. Not by much.
Any dudes out there that have never masturbated to that picture, you're fucking weird, bro. Seriously, you got something going on. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go to the doctor or something. Get some fucking
If people think that's Photoshop, there's something wrong with them.
Hey,
that's
you know what?
sick, Jeff. That's sick. I swear to God.
It's a joke.
You and Brie Larson's tiny little white woman's butt. And look at that. And a nice Asian person who's got, how many Oscars do you have, Jeff?
You know what?
Hey, ask me that question.
Wait a minute.
The Loki question.
Hey, when the Night She-Hulk Dobbsby comes out, our special event, right? The True Knowledge Life Inspired event of the Night She-Hulk Dobbsby comes out, it might be Oscar worthy.
Okay. Well,
right? Yeah.
Can I answer the question?
Yes, you can.
I like all your suggestions. I like your suggestion, Jasmine, that that, and you're right, that whole incest, how would a person that if Sylvia's supposed to be essentially a female version of him, yeah, it was some sort of incestuous weird thing. So
It's not really incest. It's not really incest if you think about it.
Maybe Sylvie's not who we think she is. But anyway, I'll just leave that at that. As far as the characters interject into it, yeah, I'm from Tom Hiddleston's filmography. Let's see, what would be a really good character to put in there?
Shit. Sorry about that.
Real quick. Not King Kong. No, I wouldn't put King Kong in there because he'd be too big. He would just fill up this. He would tear up the whole place. I mean,
True.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else. Probably it was going to be his character from. I can't think. I can't think of any of the names of the pictures. Golly, I have to pass on that one. I'll come back to it.
What if just Tom Hiddleston's penis on its own just showed up?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I'm trying to think his character.
That's
from
an option.
High Rise because he just walks around with no clothes on. Yeah, I like the idea of the Riddler or somebody like that. One of the Batman. He's very similar to the Joker. I think the Joker when they created the Joker character way back when, they sort of leaned on the Loki mythological character too. The jackanapes type character, the trickster. So yeah, that would be an interesting character for him to meet. I think in the TVA would be the Joker.
I think you guys
the Jack Nicholson version, the Nicholson version.
Hey, I think you guys would all be interested if I just to talk to and be around this fucking one guy. I've met some weirdo fucking people before, right? That I've talked to in content creation to come out as a guest in collaboration. Renee, remember I told you about the fucking guy who told me in the conversation that he was like, that he took some crazy hallucinogenic and shit and whatnot. And at that point, he now was like not a person or whatever, whatnot. I had no name. He was my father, my son, my rapist, my killer, my fucking daughter, like my cousin, all this shit, all that crap.
No, I think you dreamed that, Jeff.
No, I'm serious. He told me all this shit. And I'm literally, because I asked him, I'm like, bro, okay, so he goes on this 15-minute tangent about how he's all this, this experience. I'm like, all right, man. Well, look. So when you come on the show, right? I'm like, the fuck do I call you then? If you're not even real or whatever, you're not even a person. What do I fucking call you? Like, how do I address you? Are you do you have a name? Because I'll ask him what his fucking name, and that's how it went into.
What happened to Daredevil?
He's gonna be the Daredevil series. This guy. No, I'm just joking. No, I'm gonna play the trailer right now. There you go, folks. Damn. I'm telling you right now. Holy shit. Vincent D'Onofrio's voice as Wilson Fisk Kingpin to start that trailer is almost like epic, man. Seriously. For me, it's like, all it makes me think of immediately is like, it just has me immediately, the first season of Daredevil, how epic it is. It's literally it's classic. But I've actually got a surprise trailer for you guys. I'm going to start doing more. It's just throwback stuff and whatnot. Again, I want to do something more positive when it comes to the MCU, and remind us instead of thinking badly about the MCU or like the past the MCU, about the good aspects and the stuff that we do connect and love about it. Right? The last time that Renee and I did a show, was the last one, Renee, or the one before, where I played that reaction of the crowd in the theater to the final battle scene in Endgame, right? Right, and honestly, Nico, Jazz, Renee had never seen that before. She'd never seen one of those reaction videos and what it was like in the studio, like how fucking crazy it was, right? That's just crazy, man. I love it. Like, I don't know about you guys, and I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I think this actually makes sense to me. I watch reaction videos like that of Infinity War, Endgame, Civil War, whatever, Snyder Cut and shit. Stuff like that is what actually still gets me hyped at 40 years old, right? And like gets me fucking like jacked or whatever, whatnot, right? To get it for a show, or like get myself just to change my mind or mindset or my attitude. So at that point, I just wanted to really quick play.
This job. Try to save as many people as we can. Sometimes it doesn't mean everybody. But you don't give up.
Oh my goodness.
New York. Washington, D.C. you?
No, it's the last time,
We need to go check. Whatever form that takes, I'm getting. I'm sorry, Tony. If I see a situation point itself, I can't ignore it. Sometimes I wish I could. Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth. Safe's hands are still out. What's wrong about you?
He dead. Oh my god, is Ronnie dead?
The whole world's what's wrong about you? They're coming for you.
I'm not the one who needs to watch your back.
No, let me hear like that part.
This doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony. You just started a war.
Oh my god.
Sit down. Fine, Warren. I could do this all day.
Oh my gosh.
All right. I run out of patience. On the roof!
Okay, so question to everybody in the panel based off that reaction mesh. Now, Renee, have you ever seen one of those type of reactions before? Lucas Bob. Anyways, Jasmine, I know you've seen them before, right?
No, wait, I'm still answering.
Oh, okay. Renee.
Yeah, I kept hearing something in the background. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, what I want to say was, yeah, I think it's really interesting that a whole sort of subset of entertainment is not a commoditized entertainment. I think it's very free form and whatnot, but it's still a form of entertainment of watching people enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
You know, we're not watching in the little square. We're not watching that. We're watching the people around. We're not looking at the action. We're watching them, and we're getting our personal reaction is going to be based on theirs rather than what's on the actual movie. So I think that's interesting that we're in that spot in our society. But anyway, I'll just say that.
Oh, really? So you actually think that you're connecting basically that where we're at societally?
Yeah, I think
why there's why people love these reaction videos so much.
Right, that we're getting enjoyment from other watching other people enjoy stuff.
That's a good point. That's a very good point, Nico. What do you think? You agree that's a really good point? That aspect of the reaction videos is actually something that maybe is. I never thought about that, to tell you the truth.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, I know a little bit. I read a little bit an article about the psychology of it, why it's so popular, right? In the brain, like what it gives us or whatever. But I never thought about the fact that like there's a need, that there's something in it that people need or lack.
Well, it's a social thing. I mean, think about it. We're as human beings, we're social beings, and we pick up on social cues, but that we don't even realize we're doing it because we just from birth we've been raised that way within our particular cultures or whatnot, and so we're going to react to these cues without even realizing it. So people smiling, people laughing, people, getting mad or whatever it is, and we're watching those people do that, then it'll start generating that in us. So yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Nico, what do you think about what Renee's saying? And then what do you think? What is it for you? Right, personally, that you get. What do you get from these reaction videos?
I love the idea that it's just always good to see people happy, and it can be a really cool social thing. I love that you brought up that point. For me too, I've seen reaction videos. I don't watch them often because I've seen so many in my life that now I'm at a point where, and this might be I'll bring up the negative part of it. I'm not trying to downplay anyone's excitement for anything, but I think we're at a point now where you can tell ones that are really natural and organic and ones that are really forced. Forced reaction videos will turn me off real fast. Like when one starts and at every scene is like, It's
I
Winter
watched it.
Soldier.
I
I'm
know,
like,
I watched
watch
it
the
too.
thing. It's Winter Soldier. You've seen him 2 fucking
Yeah.
times before this. Like, it's for like no one knew Spider-Man was going to be in the trailer. That's when it's okay. No one knew. I remember where I was when I saw that trailer.
Well, hey, it reflects.
I didn't know Spidey was going to be.
It reflects the numbers, though. It does, Nico. Because the most authentic reactors are the best ones. Are the ones
exactly. And so I love the ones that are so genuine, and you can tell. And I can't stand the ones that feel fake. And there's a couple names out there that I won't put, but there are some very popular people who have very fake ones that are so nauseating to me. Because it's just not genuine. Genuineness will always show. And that one was cool because that's at a time that trailer came out when the content world was different too. A lot of those were really genuine. Which was too. I didn't love seeing Grace Randolph on there, but that's a different story. But I'll go from there.
You don't like Grace?
I'm not a big Grace guy, no.
Grace is all right.
Not a big. I don't dislike, but just not a big fan. I'll say.
She's not a bad person.
I love her box office analyzation is legit. Okay. Her news and the way she reports and her strange hatred towards Jessica Chastain, I don't understand. So that's
she's a little egotistical, yeah.
That's where she loses me, yeah. But
Jasmine, what do you get personally out of watching trailer reactions?
I'm really stingy with my trailer reaction people that I watch because it's gotten, like Nico said, it's gotten to a point where people need to get money and not doing general.
Let me narrow it down. Something like the reaction mashups, right? Or the mashup reactions like that.
I don't watch them.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, you only watch
them.
Okay.
I'm dyslexic, so like having too much going on in one area irritates me.
I'm with you from a visual standpoint. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then if you had Chewbacca's penis and like fucking King Kong's penis and Godzilla's penis at the same time all around you, that'd be a lot sick.
No.
That was perfect, Jazz. Good answer. I love it.
No,
folks, that's why I love Jasmine right there. You go. That's it. That right there is the definition of why I love Jasmine. That she said that. Right?
She's always got dick on her mind.
Great. That was great.
There's another voice.
You know what? You know what? That right there.
Hilarious.
That was the
most, voice from beyond.
Most epic fucking moment ever.
A voice from beyond.
That was almost as epic. That was almost as epic as the Kevin not watching the fucking episode. Yeah, Renee, was that not open shit? That was fucking awesome. Look at all the shit. Look at all the value that Jasmine brings to the guest. Right? Seriously.
I love it. I love it.
I'm telling you. It's almost up to the level of what it'd be like we had Jar Jar on. But no, Jazz. So with the reactors you watch, right? What do you? The ones you like, the ones you enjoy. What is it about them you like?
I watch a lot of couple related ones where they're watching something for the first time.
Yeah.
I like those people that are actually generally happy to see something for the first time and enthusiastic and give real responses as opposed to somebody that I can tell seen it before and they're just faking it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. And Nico, I think you make a really good point. That for me too, like that's what I like. Is the happiness, right? Mm-hmm. And also the emotional attachment to the content, especially with the MCU. I love that. I connect with that heavily.
Yeah,
I do. I do. And then as far as the Daredevil trailer goes, who hasn't seen that before? Who's never seen the Daredevil trailers for the Netflix series?
I saw them way back.
So I'm gonna blow everyone's mind on this panel. Not only do I not remember seeing that trailer, I'm still someone who has never watched the series.
That's okay. That's okay. You know what? Listen, that's all right.
I'm going to now.
Nico, hey. Honestly, you can't hit at anybody out there. There's a lot of fucking MCU content that's been out, in the last decade. You know what I mean?
And it came out at a time when it it tried to be connected, but it wasn't. It felt like this offshoot thing. And there was just so much content. And at the time it debuted, there was like the launch of the DCEU. The MCU is really blowing up. So I just didn't watch it. And I hear it's great. I hear it's masterful. It's a lot of people's favorite comic book show ever. So I truly look forward to it after seeing how good he was in She-Hulk. I know you hate She-Hulk, but I really liked his episode with her. Mm-hmm. So I do look forward to going back, watching this show. And then, but I have thoughts about what Born Again is going to be. but we'll talk about that.
Well, no, we're going to it. You know what?
Mhm.
And actually, what I wanted to ask, and that's what I'm going to ask Renee. I'm going to ask you, Renee. Renee, whether you watched that show before or not, you did see the Daredevil series, right? On Netflix?
Yes. I did.
Okay, now what I wanted to ask you was, now, for me, right now, now we talked about with Secret Invasion how Kevin Feige has made it very clear multiple times that the series is a vehicle for Samuel L. Jackson, right, and Tom Hiddleston to be together, paired as their characters, right? Talos and Nick Fury, right? It's their vehicle, basically, right? They're the stars, right? Is that relationship? That's what they took out of Captain Marvel, was coming off of that, wanting to pair them up. That's a part of why they did Secret Invasion. You know what I'm saying? Like, that literally was that combination. That's why partially why they chose that project and that storyline. But anyways, that and also was something that they could interconnect into the Marvels, right? You get what I'm saying. So at that point, what I wanted to ask you today was, do you feel like across the span, when we get Born Again, right? Do you feel like that? Well, for one thing, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of people out there that have never seen Daredevil, right? And they've never seen Mr. D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox as these characters, right? Possibly, except for Hawkeye, right? You know, now She-Hulk. But do you feel like there's going to be a carry? I'm not talking about whether we'll get the same graphicness. What I'm saying is, do you feel like it might that possibly maybe it might be like a little bit of a reinvigoration into the MCU when we get that type of dynamic, that epic dynamic of like that contrast of that Charlie Cox Daredevil and that Wilson Fisk Kingpin?
I'm sorry, Jeff. What's the question?
The question is, the Born Again Disney Plus series is basically right. It features on, again, interlocks, it connects to the relationship with Kingpin and Daredevil.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and so what I wanted to say was, do you feel like that relationship and how great that combination is and that dynamic, that contrast, and how well the actors play those characters can be something that could maybe kind of just re-inspire a little, breathe some life into the MCU?
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, because that was the I think really the highlight of the whole series was the Kingpin Daredevil dynamic. Like
well,
the
Punisher wasn't bad either.
Right. As far as bringing it over to Born Again, I really don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't have. I mean, they've already set him up. They set him up in the Hawkeye series, and assuming somehow he's going to be connected to Echo. So I'm thinking that the Born Again and the Echo and all this sort of be interplay. That's how the connection is going to come into the MCU for Daredevil. So yeah, I mean, I really don't know how they're going to do it. I'm hoping that they do it right, and bring that same quality that they have to the Netflix series. We'll see. We'll see going forward. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, and I don't like to trash anything before it comes out or before I've seen it. So, I just, right now it seems on track, and what's going to come out next year maybe.
Yeah, spring next year. Yep.
Yeah, so it's a year out, so it's a little far. It's a little too early to start making too many judgments on it. So
no, you know what? It's 18 episodes, so you never know, right? That's a lot of production, man. It is. Yeah. It's a lot of episodes. Right?
I'm assuming they're going to be like 30-minute episodes. I don't think they'll do, 40-minute or 50 minutes.
Okay. All right. What do you think about that, Jazz? Do you think that they'll try to basically copy that same model from Netflix and have like those 45-minute, 50-minute long type episodes all for that series?
No, they already said that each episode is going to be an hour.
Really?
They already said that. It's going to be
all right.
It's going to be the longest running MCU show on top of having 18 episodes.
Okay.
I also know that Jessica Jones is supposed to show up in Daredevil Reborn. So that one, Born Again, I mean, he's
I've heard that I've heard a rumor in a couple Disney Plus series possibly as her.
Yeah, they're trying to bring them back just one by one, but they're not going to do it in a way that it feels like they're stealing spotlight or they're forcing it. But I did want to say when it came to the Daredevil series, I I do have my qualms with one character. And that would be Elektra.
Yeah, me too. The actress is playing Elektra, I didn't think was very good.
I don't care for the actress, and that's only personally because I grew up on Jennifer Gardner. And I grew up on her version, and people will bring in the whole, race version of it. But when it comes to Marvel Comics, they retcon so many characters' skin colors to the point where I'm just like, I'll just pick a universe and stick with it. Like, out of the multiverse when it comes to Elektra. And I particularly like Jennifer Garner's version because they gave them enough time to build that character development between her and Matt within that one film of Daredevil for you to actually give a damn than throwing her in and then, them retconning some history in there after we already had a season. Like, we need an entire backstory worth of time and not just jumping from A to C. We need some B in there,
Some
and
D?
that was my biggest issue.
Some D is always good, Jasmine. Some D
It's
is
so
always
good.
good.
But that was my biggest issue with the Daredevil series was with that character. I felt like she was underutilized and just thrown in there willy-nilly. Especially when coming to the Defenders.
No, I'll tell you right now. I didn't like the actress that played her at all. I did not. I did not like the way she portrayed the character.
She was
really?
playing a later version of Elektra, and I can understand what you're saying. I had the same issue, and I think the reason we didn't like the actress, how she portrayed her, is because of the fact of how she was written. She was thrown in there in a point in her life where she was already in the stages of being an assassin, than opposed to her being the little girl next door, my daddy's still alive version that eventually turns dark. They already had her in her darkened stage, which isn't how you get someone to fall for a character and embrace a character.
No, and I'm gonna go to you, Nico. But also, I also think, and Nico, you can bounce on this if you want. But I have a question for you. Basically, I think that there's a lot with a character like Elektra too. There's not enough time. There wasn't enough time to really bring in like more elements of the comic book stuff, like for instance, the hand, right, and the Japanese aspect, right, the organization, more of that stuff, right, all that deal, and her relationship with that, right. There's a lot that went on to Frank Miller run that, like, it's just, it's like Typhoid Mary, right. She's an awesome character, right, but Frank Miller basically designed this whole almost universe in his Daredevil run, where these different with these certain specific characters that only Daredevil had in the comic, right? They only really would show up in Daredevil. You know what I mean? Like these really interesting cult, voodoo, witch doctor, fucking like weird, they even went in a weird direction sometimes. Tyler Berry is an interesting character. With the right actress, it can be really, really well done. But Nico, what do you think as far as in terms of, I guess, the fact that now the Born Again storyline, how they're going to play this out, I don't know, because there's not going to be a lot of action, I don't think. It's basically a situation where essentially, because the Kingpin basically destroys Daredevil and Charlie Cox in one like overall, both of them, if that makes sense. That's kind of like the Shield, Jennifer, Walters deal. Like he just tears them both down to nothing, to the point where fucking Matt Murdock ends up like addicted on drugs in the streets like a homeless person, right? Straight up. You know what I mean? Like legit. I don't know how they're going to portray that. I have no idea if they're going to take it to that level. But at that point, I'm not trying to say that I think it's going to be some kind of deal like Moon Knight, where they're going to go all mental health and psychological like that. What I'm saying is at that point, what I'm wondering is with a story like that, where do you find the action, right? And like honestly, do you feel like for me personally, I feel like we could with these, especially with our Earthbound characters, I want to see more of some of that action. Like we need some of that.
I think the street level MCU stuff with how they're going to approach Spider-Man now, with what they could do Daredevil, could be very, very cool. To answer your question, that is such an incredible comic run. You're right. But what the MCU has shown you is they will adapt as needed and they will use elements of it. I don't think we're going to see it go as dark. I do think because they're putting so many episodes into it, there feels like a lot of passion behind it. Feige knows the areas to really invest all the time and money, and I do think they're going to do so. I think the show, because it's so long, you're going to have a lot of really cool things happen that are both fun for the MCU, but also fun for the character. I will say though, where I become skeptical of this series is two reasons. I do think that they won't go as dark and intense with it as they should. Like, I don't think it will be like the Netflix series. I would love to be proven wrong. I haven't seen the Netflix series, but I can see the tone of it. I know what it is.
Charlie already said it wasn't going to be as great in a recent interview, which made me really like sad.
Yeah, and on top of it, and if people enjoyed the Moon Knight series here, that's awesome. And I am not trying to crap all over it, but I also feel like when I saw them, in my opinion, really whiff with Moon Knight, and I think with Moon Knight they thought they were doing something and ended up doing a whole lot of nothing, in my opinion. I'm worried they're going to use the Daredevil series too much of like a let's explore fun cameos and stuff in 18 episodes and let's try to have more fun with Daredevil, and it's going to end up feeling like the series was kind of disappointing. Although I go back to it, then I keep countering myself. I go back to the 18 episodes and I'm like, that's a lot of investment for a series. And when you see what they're doing with Andor, the 2 sets of 12 episodes, how much time and effort they put into that, we got immense quality. I just don't know if with everything the MCU is trying to put out in that busy schedule still, if they can really put all that passion into 18 episodes. I'm not
They
sure.
already said that they're cutting that scheduling down because of the fact that they are focusing on quality, not quantity.
No,
and
Bob Iger there, right?
we're only getting like 3 or 4 this year.
Well, that's good.
And next year about the same. So they're spacing them out so they can actually have time for production.
Well, there we go.
See, I like quality and numbers and like, you know what I'm saying when it comes to my romantic lifestyle, right? Part of my life, and variety and numbers. You know, but and, you know, at the same time though, no, what I wanted to ask you also, Nico, was the Spider-Man thing you brought up, and then I'll go to you, Renee, too, and you, Jazz, on this. I think it's very important, and I actually want to bring this up and whatnot, and we'll close out on this. Basically, you brought up, Nico, and I think it's good to just let you go ahead and talk about it since you brought it up. You deserve it. The Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Matt Murdock, Daredevil relationship of the comics is massive. It's huge. It really is. It's massive, right? It's a big thing. It's very distinct, right? I don't want to say unique, but very distinct. In the fact that Spider-Man, again, he's the most celebrated and popular character in the Marvel Comics history. He is, without question. And I mean, again, I don't want to say he is in MCU, but at the same time, though, if you watch those channel reactions, man, you know, like the end game, you know, final battle, right? And you see the crowd, the biggest free reactions you get is when Tom Holland's Spider-Man pops up, you know, from off Infinity War. And that's a lot of shit you hear. That and Cap fucking doing Avengers Assemble, right?
Yeah.
Right? Then everybody just shuts the fuck up because at that point they actually watched that fucking like 10 or 15 seconds where you watch the fucking whole team line up and fucking run down the shit, the field and shit, and whatnot. You're like, oh fuck. You know, it's like, seriously? Come on now. You know? Hats off to you, fucking Marvel.
I'm actually really excited for Tom Holland getting more of a universal stand in the MCU because we've kind of only given him the backdrop of other bigger name characters, like needing Tony to be there, needing Steve Rogers to be on the TV during Jim. Like, it would be nice. It would be nice for them to finally just give him a show. Like, give him a show kind of like Daredevil where it's like 18 episodes or something. And really give us a Spider-Man in-universe situation where we don't need any other side characters popping in from the MCU.
I get your point. But again, I'm going to go to you, Nico, then I'm going to go to you, Jazz, and I'm going to go to you, Renee. Nico, now they're going to do that dynamic. They are. We are going to get Earthbound Spider-Man. Now, I'm not going to, and my last question that's going to end up having to do with the Earthbound heroes is that we're going to wrap up with that and that angle, you know, whether, you know, that ship that they may go into. when we get Captain America 4, when we get Daredevil Born Again, whether that's something we're lacking or might reinvigorate things, whatever, right? That angle, but that relationship, right? In a way, when you think about it, wow, I mean, hats off to Marvel Studios. I mean, the timing is perfect. Where how they ended up with Tom Holland Spider-Man, and now we get Charlie Cox Daredevil in the MCU, right? You couldn't have had more perfect timing and planning with that shit. Seriously, it lined up perfectly to where literally off of Spider-Man 3, now he's ready to go into college, Peter Parker, street Spider-Man, your local, neighborhood Spider-Man, right? Earthbound Spider-Man, where, we can have that dynamic and that relationship where they are friends as the actual human beings. They know each other's secret identities, right? The comics, Matt Murdock knows Mary Jane. He knows her. He knows Aunt May. He does. So of course we're not getting all that, but that dynamic could be really good for us, right?
100%, because the thing I love about the Spider-Man Daredevil team ups the most is they balance each other in a really cool way. Because they both believe in the same things, but they operate in different ways, and their skill set is so unique with their senses, right? Spidey's got a spider sense, and Daredevil utilizes his hearing and the sonic thing in a different way. But also, Matt Murdock does operate in a little bit more of a darker way. And whereas Peter Parker is more of that lighter character, but there are times where they balance when Matt Murdock tries to guide Peter to not cross a line, and then in turn Spider-Man does try to give Daredevil a little bit more optimism too. So they're really cool. They're very similar in a lot of ways, but they're very different in a lot of ways, and they're two very strong actors in their roles, especially Holland coming off of No Way Home. He's so great in that movie as Peter, and Charlie Cox, I just know from the one episode, is a great Daredevil. So just to see them, I do think I'm with you, Jeff. You bring up a good point. The opportunity is right there. And whether it's an episode, whether that means Daredevil's in a Spider-Man movie again, we need to see we need to see an interaction between them. And with 18 episodes, I think Holland would be willing to show up to work for an episode. I don't think he's that much of a diva where he wouldn't do it, but we'll see. Maybe Spider-Man they will not let be on TV. We'll find out. We're gonna find out with this series. So
yeehaw. Okay. Now Renee, what do you think about for one thing, Renee, I like to ask sometimes questions like this. Renee, Renee's not a massive comic book fan at all, but just like Cyber is, right? If anything, to be honest with you, Renee, you may have read more Marvel comics than Cyber has, truthfully. I mean, I don't know, but you may have. But either way, were you aware of that relationship? That from the comics
between Peter Parker and Matt Murdock.
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, I've read but it was way on back. I mean, it was back in the '60s and then a little bit in the '70s, and then I stopped reading them at that point. But no, I wasn't aware of their relationship. I mean, I guess they had a little cameo. Charlie Cox had a little cameo in the Spider-Man movie, so obviously they're going to tag him up somehow. Yeah, I mean, I think they would have an interesting dynamic because Matt's very, like you said, he's very street level and very, and probably never hadn't really showed him that much, even in the Netflix series, how dark and that his character is, how warped he is in many ways. And then Peter Parker, he's gee whiz, he's just the everyday kid, that's if hadn't gotten bit by a spider, he would have wound up becoming an accountant or something, or managing a McDonald's. I don't know. But he becomes a superhero. So yeah, that's going to it'd be interesting to see them play off each other. And like you say, yeah, both really good actors. I mean, they're again talking about how the attention to casting that they do as far as bringing in these actors who are willing to invest themselves into these characters.
Okay, Jasmine, what are your thoughts?
Well, I have to disagree with Renee on the part of him, what Peter Parker would have done. as a job is because he would have been a scientist.
Me too.
Oh, I'm
yeah, I
sorry.
was gonna
Okay,
say
you're
you're
right,
a
you're right. I
scientist.
apologize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
He'd be managing a lab somewhere.
You know it's bad when my man literally stopped eating to go, no. He's gaming and eating. He was like, no, scientist.
Okay.
But honestly, I am really happy with who they've hired. I know my biggest pet peeve has been I really wish they would have allowed Zendaya to have her hair red just for that character. She doesn't need to have it straight. I kind of like her having the unkempt hairstyles because as a black character or a woman in general, I know no damn girl's gonna go to high school with her hair done like that. This ain't Euphoria, you know.
Shit, Jazz. I thought for a minute there, Jazz. I thought that what do you call it? You were transracial, like Rachel Dolezal. You were saying there for a minute, but then I realized what you were saying.
Huh?
Rachel Dolezal. That's gonna possibly be the next Black Panther.
She was at out in I don't know where she was at. That she ran a hoax because she had worked in NCAA or whatever it was. That she was black when in fact she was 100% Caucasian.
Yes,
she's somebody who has a mental condition. She's not transracial. She's what you call crazy, Jeff.
It's a joke.
Well, sometimes the jokes you have to explain that you're going to be joking.
Yeah, because I didn't get none of that. I was like, huh?
Exactly. We didn't get
transracial is not even real. It's not even a fucking
We know.
real thing.
That's why we were like, huh?
It's a joke.
But anyway, back onto what I was talking about. I really wish they would have had her hair red because that was, I know, a lot of people's pet peeve. And she even showed them by having her actual hair red for the showing of Spider-Man not No Way Home.
I'm
but
surprised you're not more upset that she's not going to be in the next Spider-Man trilogy.
Oh no, she's going to be in them. It's just like depending on where he goes to school. If he's going to school in New York, then yeah, she's not going to be there because because they're not friends, they're not dating. So it gives him time to like meet Harry Osborn and other characters in that universe. I know there is no Osborn Corp or anything, but we never know whether or not they're in there. But I do like the fact that they are diving into his street level. I know that was a lot of people's pet peeves that he was relying too much on Tony, and I had the same issue, but it made sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It made sense at the time, and now that he's gone, now he's got to start from scratch. No one knows who he is outside of this. Peter Parker is as a superhero, which is nice. But it's really kind of cool just thinking we'll probably finally get that Scorpion villain, character to show up outside of prison.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll probably properly get a Shocker,
Hopefully.
show up. There's like we've opened the door to more possibilities with villains for the said character because we never really did get those, and it's kind of nice. It makes me happy. It gives me promise, but I also know Sony probably won't let us get a TV show for Spider-Man because they are so adamant of not sharing Spider-Man outside of these movies. Because they won't even allow Spider-Man to show up on Disney Plus.
That's why I don't. My hope for him showing up on the Daredevil show.
They will really have to give them something really big in order for them to cough that up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, maybe he'll pop up in Daredevil series. Never know. He could. By the time it comes out, Sony and Marvel have worked out, and Disney have worked out the sharing agreement contract again. That'll be done.
Depends on how much money they want to put. Depends on how much money they want to spend. They put the right dollar sign out there, and Sony will give it to them.
It'll only
license it.
Sony only benefits at the end of the day how fucking he's used. It's good for Sony, right? It doesn't matter at the end of the day. It bolsters the brand of the character.
No, it doesn't. That's why they're trying to get their own Spider-Man in their films now. because they're trying to bolster their side of the property, not the MCU's. And that's why they're trying to be able to be a little bit more leeway. But I feel like the higher ups are trying to keep onto that property as hard as they can because of money. They need it. Because I don't think anybody's really thinking about Sony outside of the Spider-Man properties right now, whether it's good or bad.
Well, they wouldn't sell it, but they would license the character for that particular series.
No, and I agree with you 100% on that one, Jasmine. I could care less what fucking Sony does. I could care less. I really do. That's not something I think about at all. You know, I haven't even seen Morbius yet. I still haven't seen it. Eventually, I will. Nico, did you see Morbius?
Yeah, and like it's not good, but I will say this: it's not as bad as everyone says.
Okay,
that's my thing on Morbius. It's not good, but it is not like everyone has it like it's the worst movie of the year. It's the worst comic book movie ever. I'm like, then you haven't seen a lot of comic book movies. If you think Morbius is the worst comic book movie ever, there's even a couple in the universe we're talking about that I consider worse than Morbius. I won't say which ones yet, but there are a couple.
Morbius is supposed to be a love letter to 80s films. And 80s films aren't all good when it comes to vampire films. So it's pretty much that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I believe it was Captain America. They made a Captain America film, I think, in the 80s, right? That was so fucking bad. They didn't even release it. Literally. Like, when they realized, when they
and then they had a Fantastic Four like that. That was so bad.
They did.
Yeah. And that's another conversation, folks. That's something we're going to do. And you know what? I'm not even going to ask the last show. We're going to do plugs and close it out. I want to stay for 2 hours, possibly, or like, right over. But basically, we're going to eventually do a show, folks, and you guys and whatnot, where I think we'll probably talk a little bit about how, Marvel is like Marvel Comics, Marvel and other film studios have been trying to make superhero movies and do these movies for fucking decades. This is just something that started with Iron Man and fucking Incredible Hulk and Fox X-Men and all that and Spider-Man films. They've been trying to do this for a long time, right? They have even before the what do you call it? The comic book what do you call it? The almost bankruptcy of Marvel Comics at the end of the 90s, right? With the comic book bust. Which I was actually a part of. That's when I was a collector. Right before that, was right before that precipice where they almost went bankrupt and sold all the film rights, all the characters. The reason we haven't gotten another Hulk film, right? I swear to God, folks, some of the times, Nico, I'm sure Jasmine, you would agree, Renee. It's hard to figure out what the hell's going on with some of this stuff with like the status of these contractual agreements and whatnot. Different media, different articles, different YouTubers give you different answers as to like what's going on, right? With like, for instance, the Hulk, film rights, right? With who is it? Columbia Pictures?
I think it's Universal still.
Universal, yes.
Yeah, I think it's Universal.
Yep.
Columbia had Spider-Man at first with those first couple.
Yep.
Then went to Sony.
Yep. No, but at the end of the day, though, I mean, honestly, the timing, the fact that they got the X-Men back, right? They got the Fantastic Four, all that, whatnot. It's the Silver Surfer, right? It's huge.
Yeah.
It is. Honestly, Renee, what would you like me to pull up for you, my friend, for your plugs and whatnot, everything? Obviously you could more than happy to hear what was going on the Podcast of Champions. If you're even doing anything over there with them lately, and I don't know if you have, I haven't asked you. But do you want me to pull up anything else? I mean, do you want me to pull up a certain like male actor naked or something that you can talk about, or
no, I'm fine. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing over to Champions. I haven't checked in with them for a while, but anyway.
Is there some kind of weird porno you like or whatever we pull up, or?
No, we don't want to pull up any weird. I don't watch weird porno.
I don't either.
I watch the All American clean cut porno.
Nah, I'm very boring, to be honest with you. I am, honestly, folks. I am a true knowledge of a boring motherfucker. I'm about as exciting as dripping off of sand, right? You feel me? You feel me, Nico? Oh, you're all about that? Okay. Anyways. Okay. Well, the Tuscans do, baby. Anyways.
They do.
Yeah, they do. But no, so Renee, what is going on the podcast of Champions? Have you heard anything? Have you checked it
No,
out?
I haven't really checked in with him for a while, so I'm not sure what's going on.
No, you know what? And I haven't either. I mean, and folks, this other thing I want to point out is that folks out there, I haven't mentioned it in a minute, but we're going to be getting back to our Infinity Saga, movie series eventually here, with the podcast of Champions, and so we will see Lord Deathman back. We will see Art Stanton back. We'll have Taylor back, Renee's favorite, right? I'm begging Grandmaster to come back. I'm begging him. Right. And, then I believe, there's another, of course, I'll try to get Biz on from Australia, but that's a little tough sometimes with that 12-hour time difference. Right. Unfortunately, Nico, have you ever tried to work with anybody, content creation wise out of the country?
Out of the country?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a reaction to I did an episode trying to predict the Oscar nominations last year with a friend of mine who lives in the Philippines. There's a daily Twitter space that talks about film with a friend of mine, Skadoosh from the UK. Those are the two that come to my mind. We have had guests on my podcast, The Vigilante 1939. We have some listeners from the UK. They've come on before. So that time difference thing can be gnarly. Trying to record those time differences can be pretty crazy.
The UK is not that bad.
No, it's not that bad, but like the Philippines was hard because it would be like his 7 p.m. was like my 9 in the morning. It would be tough. It would be tough, but I'd stay tuned for that because that's probably going to happen again at the end of the month when the Oscar nominations come out again. So,
okay, all right. Well, you know what? Well, no, I'll go ahead and roll right into you then at that point here. Let me pull you up real quick.
That'd be great.
Let me screen share you here, Nico, and you can talk about honestly, brother. And also, brother, at some point, I'll give you a call and whatnot and everything when you're free. And I'd love to actually individually hear you tell me what you got planned for 2023,
sure.
What your thoughts are, your ideas are, and whatnot. Let's see see what kind of, if there's anything we can connect on or anything like that.
Oh, of course. So this is not me.
No, that's not you. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. So it's at
I'm just
my
joking.
name on the screen. It's on Twitter.
My bad.
Hold on. Twitter.
I'm getting it. That was an accident.
I was like, but the Minds of Creativity looks cool. I don't know what that
man, what do you want me to say? I thought
it looks cool.
Everybody makes mistakes, Nico.
And everyone has those days. So here's my Twitter. That this is the best place to follow me, the best place to reach me. It has all the shows I do in my bio right there. I also do film reviews on TikTok at Nico Knows Film. There's going to be a lot of content on my TikTok because we got the Golden Globes Tuesday. We got the Critics' Choice Awards next week. We got Oscar nominations at the end of the month. So that'll be a really cool place if you're in the film. And just, I have the Vigilante 1939 podcast. There's where we talk about things all MCU, DC, Star Wars. Right Between the Eyes is a Kiss podcast, the rock band Kiss, who I consider to be the greatest rock band of all time. And the Italian Spider-Man Coalition. It's a show about some Italian dudes, which I am talking about Spider-Man. And then I'm also on a show I have to add it to my bio called The Comic Binge on YouTube. We talk about comic books and the MCU, all the DC stuff. There's times where it's comic book based. There's times where we talk about fun stuff too. So that's on YouTube, Comic Binge. I'll actually be on that tomorrow night. I'm on the Spider-Man Council. I'm a big Spidey guy, if I didn't make that clear the other time I was on the Bleeding Edge. So this is the best place to follow me, find me, follow all my shows. And it's the best way to talk to me too. I respond to DMs. I love talking about all this nonsense. So just come follow me and yeet.
Well, definitely. There you go. Well, Nico, brother, we love you, brother. We do. You know what I'm saying? You're a great guy, man. Thank you very much. I just want to point out really quick and whatnot that we really appreciate all of us, Cyber, myself, especially myself. I'm sure people, without question, are enjoying you as a guest.
Oh,
right?
Thank you, man, so much. And I enjoy being on here, and you guys are all so great. Renee, it was great it was great to see and hear from you again, and it was so great to meet and hang out with you, Jasmine. As well.
It's certainly not me that people comes back for to hang out with. It's them, not me.
Oh, I beg to differ, Jeff. You keep everyone on their toes. Trust me. I think more people tune in for you than you think.
Oh, stop! Come on now. Renee, you're a very nice guy, Nico. You're too nice.
I try to be. It's how we should be as human beings, right?
You're right. You are right. You're too right. Come on, man. I'm fucking True Knowledge, maybe not you.
Yeah, that's
Shit.
true. You are
what
the
the
true
fuck, man? Come on now. You're fucking up my shit. Now you're fucking me up. No, you're good, man. No, but Jazz, sweetie, are you like you still have not released any content on
No,
your new
I am planning
on your rebranded YouTube?
Content tomorrow.
Are you having some deep, like hardcore planning going on? Like, like real, like hardcore, internal shit as far as like the content you're gonna make, some true life shit or whatever? Like, is that what's going on? Or
I'm going to start doing reaction videos to horror movies, starting with ones I haven't seen. On top of, I'm going to finally rewatch the entire MCU from the beginning till now. I haven't watched the MCU original films in a very long time, so it's gonna be like my initial reaction seeing them again because it's been so long.
Okay. Do you? I'll tell you what, Jazz. I've got some ideas. I'm gonna give you a call too. We haven't talked in a long time, right? And I've got some ideas for some different reaction videos too, right? That you and I could jump in on, right? And we could do besides Bandmate and whatnot. And we still haven't done. And I still haven't put those out. But I'm going to try to make an effort this week to put out our Bandmate reactions with me and Jazz, and they're great. I've already watched, I guess like probably half of them. I can't even sit and watch. I have a hard time with my ADHD sitting and watching some of our stuff sometimes. It's just hard for me in general, all of it. And maybe that will help you, Jazz. Just kind of get that creative process fueling. Because I think once you get started and you start dropping some shit, I think you'll really start getting rolling.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the key, right? You got to get the content out.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me pull up your channel really quick and whatnot, so at least people can see it, right? Because you do have content on it, right? Yeah. It's just older content.
Yeah, it's just older content. I need to get back on it, which I'm gonna try to film a video tomorrow and get back on.
Hey, you know what? I'm not trying to press you, my friend. I just want the best for you. I want to see you put some content out. That's all.
No worries.
Well, honestly, I just want to again, let you know, Jess, just like I did earlier, that you have been wonderful during this series as well. Thank you very much. I know Renee and I both appreciate it. Simon appreciates you. I definitely appreciate you coming out on Sundays and doing these shows, and you've been great as a guest during everything you've done, right? And you're getting better and better, my dear. So, I'm sure very soon some other fucking podcast or YouTube channel now will come in and scoop you up, and you'll be gone. You'll be like, fuck off, Jeff.
You're a dork.
I'm serious. You'll be like, peace. I'm sure Renee already has been stolen. Or maybe she just doesn't tell me. She doesn't want to hurt my feelings or whatever, So, or that,
You're looking for my YouTube channel. It's the letter U, then
hold on. What is it now?
The letter U.
Yep.
Tube. See, it's that first one.
Oh, I got it right here.
Tube T. Nope, you put the number 2.
Oh, YouTube
T.
now 3.
T. All right, go down 1.
Right here.
There you go.
Got it. Hey, good teamwork. Good job. Hey, you actually have pretty good views on those. I didn't realize that. 248 subscribers. Okay. We can definitely get that up. There we go. We got it. Oh, no, that's Love Bites. Fuck. Jesus, man. I'm telling you, Jazz. There we go. Bam. We got it. Okay. There we go. Now, have you at least doing any shorts? You got 2 up. Are they old?
They're old.
They're old. Those shorts. Let's see if she has any lives. Oh, she got no lives. Okay. Home.
But yeah.
Oh,
I got it on there.
Hey, you got a WandaVision thing on there. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Oh, those are videos I liked. Those are mine down there.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Well, there you go, folks. Yes, and of course, we will continue to support. As soon as Jazz has shit up, we'll talk about it. We'll add links to it, whatnot in the description, so you guys can watch it. Check our stuff out and whatnot. We love it when you support our our other creators and whatnot, everything in their content. But I want to thank Renee. Renee, thank you very much for coming on again, as always. Thank you very much for everything you give for the Bleeding Edge and whatnot and everything. And thank you for 2022. I'm looking forward to doing the ranking shows with you. I think we're going to do them in February and doing them with you because we've never done it before. Either you two, Jazz. Those are going to be fun. We're going to rank the fucking 2022, the MCU releases. That's going to be dope. Folks, that'll probably be a two-parter. That's what we did last year. They're fun. We always have a blast. We'll probably have big panels with that. And again, we'll probably have some new creators and probably some ones that we've collaborated with in the past and whatnot and everything, you know, like True Believers and, you know, all the multitude of different, you know, podcast YouTubers we've had on. But I just want to shout out everybody and whatnot and again and say again, not Happy New Year, but, you know, have a happy 2023, right? You know, I hope that everybody has a great 2023, which I think everybody will. Renee, we are going to have an awesome 2023, my friend. You individually, me individually, you, Jazz, individually. But you and I, Renee, are going to have a great year as friends, right? We are. I've got some interesting fucking ideas for you and I, content-wise. And for you individually, too, some thoughts I've been having. Stuff you could possibly do that might be interesting. I just try to get your fucking, you know, creative process going. That's not fucking, like, crazy or sexual, believe it or not. Yeah, it's actually, like, serious, right? Lighthearted, some of it. But, Jazz, of course, you know, is helping me work on the OnlyFans for the Bleeding Edge, right, Jazz?
You are a dork.
Serious, yeah. I mean, you know, me and Jazz keep it up. We're hiring women and men to cosplay and whatnot and everything and do porn together and whatnot. That's like MCU themed, right? So we're getting there, working on it. But no, folks, listen, thank you very much. Thank you for all of the support. You know, who knows? Probably tomorrow we'll hit 10,000 subscribers. You never know. I never looked. I don't check that much, to be honest with you. I look every day or whatever and whatnot. I just, you know, every once in a while I randomly go look and see what it is. Or Cyber will hit me up. Like, Jeff, just so you know, we're 8,000 subs. I'm like, oh, fuck, really? Don't really worry about it that much. I don't. But I do. You can't help it, you know? But thank you very much. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Renee, Jazz, leave you one last question. How long do you think it'll take for us to hit 20K? What do you think, Renee? How long?
I have no clue.
From 10 to 20.
How long did it take to get from one to 1,000?
Oh shit! You kidding me? You know, I told you before it literally took us over a full year to get to 1,000. It hit that full year in like 7 months or 6.5, 7 months. In a half a year, we hit 10,000.
Wow. Okay. So yeah. So you see the exponential curve.
Well, yeah, that's the big thing. That's why I told you, Renee. Like
20,000 by March, the end of March.
Oh yeah. Oh, by end of March.
Oh
shit. January, February, March. Wow. That, I mean, you really think, I mean,
well,
I don't know.
Based on that curve.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's a hockey stick. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what, Renee? Honestly, another time, personally or whatever, or something, or in the studio, I'll show you. I have a couple websites, right, that I use that show analytics and projections of where we're going.
Okay.
Right?
Well, don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That you
might
know,
not want to show too much. I mean, you
No.
put the audience to sleep.
Yeah, me and you. You know what I mean? Not, you know, no, not their content. No. No. But no, I think you actually find that interesting, to tell you the truth. That's actually, we have that. I can show you. Now, who knows? I don't know how they formulate that stuff, right? It's beyond me. You know what I mean? The formula or whatever, or how they do it.
Yeah, I have no clue.
No, I have no idea. But like, you know, there's like 2 or 3 of them that I use, and they're somewhat close in their projections as far as like where we'll be in, I guess, maybe 2 years, 3 years. And the numbers are pretty big. I won't lie to you, they are. And I think we'll beat them. To be honest with you, we will. And again, it's because of you, Renee. Right? At the end of the day, more than me. So
no.
Yeah. Nah. Hey, listen. At the end of the day, the only way that we're ever going to be is have the kind of stuff that I care about, right? Is having things like great analytics with women, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, having all the kind of diversity we care about, right? You know, that's real, that's organic, right? Where people come on here that are black and gay and trans and brown and whatever, and they just come on here and they want to have fun. And they like we all like each other, right? We all
and
like
white people can come on too.
No, us white devils can't come on. We all have to go all straight audio now.
We're a white friendly.
Good point. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that. Renee, thank you for mentioning that whites are allowed here.
Of white people.
That's great. That's good to know. Because I'm glad you pointed that out. We do like white people.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely. Yeah.
we do. I like my white skin. I do. It's always gonna have. So, you know, I mean, you know, I can't be black. I'm like Rachel Dolezal. I'm just kidding, Renee. I'm fucking with you now. But no, Renee, the idea I have, right?
Yeah,
is
it's people like her to be pitied.
I know that. She's the same thing as like that stupid person on TikTok that said that white people can't go see Black Panther 2 or whatever.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? Same deal, right?
Some moron with a mouth.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know, whatever, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't take you serious at all. Are you kidding me? Like, that is not a common thought at all. You know what I mean? Like, black people are not sitting there like as groups like thinking like that. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
That is not common. But no, what I'm thinking about, Renee, is maybe doing like a segment, right? That we can add, right, to the show. If we're gonna keep it at 7. I don't know. Now I'll have to talk to you the show or whatnot, and everything, and see what your schedule's like with it. But maybe we can just do like a 30-minute or hour together, right? Instead of doing a late show, we can just carry it over, right? And just change it up and kind of like either like vibe off of or bounce off of the Sunday topics, right? Or the Phase 5 and Phase 6 previews, and then individualize something, right? Take something out of it and then expand it, right? Get more nitty gritty. You see what I'm saying? Kind of use your strengths more. You know what I mean? You know how I like to be trying to be almost like collaborate in a way when it comes to like this kind of stuff. So at that point, I want to, I always try to put my guests in the best positions whenever possible. But with me and you folks, Renee and I are actually really good friends, and I'm very proud of that and very happy to have her in my life. She's one of the few people out there that ever gives me advice, really ever. And that I actually take, like that I firmly have trust and whatnot, everything. And when she says, tells me something, I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe I should try that shit. It's not that I'm headstrong. It's that I'm very, believe it or not, folks, I'm actually very easily naive with certain things and whatnot, just because I'm so selfless, right? So I have to watch myself sometimes, because I will literally overextend myself for other people at times. I will, constantly, to the point where like I almost become overwhelmed, to where all my issues just go away. I can't even deal with them. And that's the kind of balance that Renee's trying to like, help you with here and there and whatnot. It's just trying to like, Jeff, you gotta kind of like fucking, get your quality of life better, get your shit together, Without Renee, I never would have taken. I took a show off one night because of Renee. Her advice led to me actually connected until like months later to me actually deciding to be like, fuck it, on my birthday, I'm taking a show off. Cancel it. Yeah, I did. I told you about that, right?
I didn't know.
Oh, I didn't tell you that? Yeah, my birthday, I was like, you know what, fuck it. At like 5 or 6 o'clock, I was like, I'm canceling the fucking show. I called the guest, and I was like, I'm just canceling it. I'm just chilling.
Okay.
I did. Yeah. I went to dinner with like, the 2 or 3 actual in life friends I have over here in Southwest Florida, right? We had dinner and shit, and then of course I hung out. I was celibate for the rest. No, I was not. I hung out with the chick afterwards. I did. A female. I apologize. And we had a very good time. We prayed, read the Bible.
Okay,
right?
I'm sure.
Yeah. So yeah. That's what we were doing. But no, honestly, I think we ate pizza and we watched what the hell is what the hell was that friggin' space that space movie, that alien movie or whatnot from the 90s with Doogie Howser?
Starship Troopers.
Yeah, Starship Troopers, man. It's a classic. It's a classic. It's a classic. Oh, so no, Renee. Just ponder on that, and we'll talk about this individually, right? Just add a segment, and we'll do 30 minutes or an hour, right? And it's something that I can break off and edit, right, and separate, and I can actually title it, on its own. If that makes sense, right? And I can individualize that too, and I can actually put it out as its own content.
Okay.
Right. And again, folks, I've given Renee a title on the Sunday shows. Renee is, of course, now although she's not asserting her position too much yet on her own. I'm gonna talk about that, right? And have that conversation with her. But she is now a special guest host, just to be clear.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Hey, maybe you could get a badge or something for Loki's mom for your avatar or a t-shirt.
Yeah, for Lady Death Lady. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to make her a little t-shirt.
I never thought about that. Yeah, it'd be dope if you could. Yeah.
I think I can make her a little more of a t-shirt.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be really cool if you could do that. Or something MCU, do something Bleeding Edge related.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, look, we're going to get out of here. Again, MCU fandom, we love you. All the fandoms, we love you. We love everybody, no matter what. Even you Willow fandom people. If there even is one, I don't even know. I don't think there even is one. I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't be a part of it.
If they are, bless their heart.
Yeah, bless their heart, man. Fuck. Willow was like the TV series people die during it. You know, episode 8, they're like dead. So fucking bad, terrible. Obviously, Seraphim did not cast that bitch. I think Jar Jar did that one. Anyways, folks, we'll see you later. Have a good one. All right. God bless all of you. Have a great 2023. We'll see you next Sunday.
Good
Back
night.
to Daredevil, and then we're doing Guardians of the Galaxy 3, baby. We're doing it.